Mame ma watchen aha eye Adom TV na Asempa 94.7 na wachi dwumadie na ebraso a ye de eba no na ye damem ne da osana bosome eda etosomienu ewa fimpimienu ene adununum emu eti se ene akoye edamem ne day na akoye 2nd August asiwa woda me wish you a happy birthday na wachi dwumadie ye no obade na so ma na wachi nakọ asanso abeto yen na wohwe na wɔtwe ya na ehwensema hodo bi adi akotene na wɔtwe mu ayedi mu nkomo na yɛse besisu biem enemem ne dan na bia wanya adagye antie ani ekira yɛne nimdifo abobo ho na yagye enkyiremu ene so yɛde dwumadie no eba biem edin amegye so ene abena pokua wenie na ene ensem a yɛbedi mu nkomo no eye akukudamiensa so nim se BAWKU mente me ho ase a ade emfie bebrenie ya BAWKU sensem sɔre ye ma yenim se otufo te kokoso asante hene watu ne nan asimu a wo hyenkitawdie se bena asumdue ebeba no wo mo hyase kura ya na wochi mo mampanem ye nya nete se babie mu dru no na kyese adru na wie ye asumdue ebeba BAWKU na yeti se kusase hene wo asante mu nipa bia kobo ne tuaku ne kyese ho sama sɔre askufu a wo BAWKU SHS na le regu ni ade obekote yakotwe suku ni wo suku mu ya boni tuaku no na ochina ne na wotwe pepepe ya mpanyifo de nkrata Ghana ya srafo military de nkrata ba yese enei no na nkomo ehwe so wo mo de asumdwe ni ade o se by force omanfo won potemo pe wo mo mpewo asrafo no de asumdwe ekoho ama ma gya asrafo na gumu a anopa ye bedi mu nkomo na ye bisa se kwan ben na aban dwumade a wodie se omope ode asumdwe ekono ewo saban efa so edi ne dwuma ema ede asumdwe no eba ye behwe ehun komo ama wo eno chinso no na wotwe mu na no wokoda nopa Carlos Caloni miamenu abema wo join news aye ne di dwuma ewo multimedia ha asrafo de wo sakeka no ewo sprinters ebra na Magdan warehouse kasepa wo honum wo mo ejiragu na Ghana Journalists Association akasa ye bisa se ensem twefo bra wo mo ebro yen ene se de nkofo de wo sakeka bra ye dwuma no eye ne papa mu kwan ben no man ne befa so a ye betumi etwa so a ebi ensibiem anopai ye bedi mu nkomo na fei ubeka ya na ne nansa eba na ye nya na entie se Paul Adom otre wono aso ye ensem training me bi etwa mu man abandada ne brem no na Ghana Airports Company Limited wono na oye board chairman omukoma contract bia na I say omanfa esise pa no so amfa contract no ama womate no bela wode tu ne ti so ene se asase japade wo so e wo no Paul edim no onfamra mumienu onfamra na ombeli ne ho eho akofa nkomode bebraba ese beli ho nsensem ase oman no ya mana ya sotwe e wo bro nipa no kwampo ne yeni nasem emua no fo se wodi wayemfom so e wasem no mu ensem wonyina ena no payi ye bedi mu nkomo na wotwe dwumade so wanya daje na wotwe ni mu aye wo ha ye bebobo ho obetemu ntimu atitire ye nyom ebe kasa ye betwa ye ho ye ba meda wo madi e de achew ifri sabre ko sese nondu bebo ye bedi nkomo ye ko ye nim so a ye bebie phone lines no na wo de wadwenkyere aba meda se wakan ho ewo Adom TV na Asempa FM eso medin ede abena pokua wenie me basisia ye na oguso a wo hye no na demdi kan bo amane ye be hyase ewo BAWKU ensensem ne ho na wo hye mu a otane na wotwe a Ghana Armed Forces ade nkrata beto abonten ekyere ye sese no omo free peacekeeping se na wo mo ewo ho ehye se asumdue omafo ebegye atum na je omo mo pem omama bibia adadin akwakodrum pempen so se de o hyeso se omo pe wasumdue no ewo so omo agitum na enkrata ebaye no na ohyemu a opanya ne sa ehyase eye VA ahen oye captain Ghana Navy yono ena oba eye nkitawde ho sem so ewo mayi asa adwumako na wono ena kyese na wo hyechi na wo hyensem a ebe na ye monitor fa na Ghana Armed Forces no ede etu Ghana fo nyina nim wo se na mampani Mahamadi kan aka ho asem ese ba bia ne omekeka kɔ akunkum ne pagya no ani braba itaban edne nan esifom na wahye se kwan bia so no ewo so manfa wo BAWKU omoji asumdwe etum na ne saso no na Ghana Armed Forces eche se commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces His Excellency John Dramani Mahama gyina ya wasi no omo de beye dwuma nti no na omo bo amane so omo beto asrafo gum akọ BAWKU na lyrical zebila ene ne potem hodom ama asumdwe hu nsem akoso na osanso ehsebo se adwuma na womo ekọ akoye no womo ebeye no pepepa sintobia emachire anaso bi famra nkose ne nsem enkoye bibia entene enti enkura asrafo na womo ebekoso no eye BAWKU Binduri na lyrical ena zebila nti enkro na yi ye ni nyina na ewo Upper East region ena wo gya asrafo ni mu a na omo beko akodi omo edwuma na womo edi ato Ghana fo nyina nim ese bibia atoto yi a asumdue enoman Ghana epe na eno aso na asrafo no edi ekohonom na enipa kunkum schools be miensa ye wo so ho de ni nyina empanyifo ekrosi schools no sanse bi mutumi hwiwo ekọ schools ni mu kọ chimbi ni mu a womo ewo dom ye omada esu omade no ebubo mutu kunkum mo a na ani eyenyan iti nkrata eba abonten eno no na wotwi ni mu nso ye hunu so mampani Mahama okọ Savannah region ene Gonja kingdom no womo ehimpo yagbonra ekosia ye na omampani de tudwase de ekoso ne se de asori a enipa kunkum bebre no hunu sa eye sabotage nipa bi ne pese womo etwitwa nantin enam se asante hene ahyase edi asumdue enkasa eguso ne akoni nyina asia akasa atese akato na bro na omawie nkasa ye nyina amomafo na gya asumdue tum no ebi mu empese sa asumdue ne ebeba ena ye hunu de esori gidigidi a kunkum no kra bedrumu ewa asante mantemu na panyifo kyese wode kyese agua konsom yenhya enkitawde bi ekoso ewo BAWKU nsensemi mu ene de mampane di tudwa na watwi mu no yenhye bi mra.
I take this occasion to appeal to our brothers and sisters, Kusasis and Mamprusis, to give peace a chance. We cannot accept this current situation where students are shot in school and killed. We can't accept the current situation where teachers, public officers have all run away from BAWKU because they are afraid for their lives. And we have given the mediation efforts to Otumfo, and he has briefed me constantly on the progress that he's been making. And we are almost there. And so the current fighting and killings can only be done by people who want to derail the mediation effort. And so let's give peace a chance. But as the army has announced, I have directed the army to move from peacekeeping to peace enforcement. That means they're going to be a bit more robust with anybody who is involved in criminality. And so let us give peace a chance, not only in BAWKU, but in Nkwanta and all the other places where we currently are suffering conflict. Your Majesty, the values of unity, patriotism, and compassion are more urgent than ever. We must resist the forces of division and exclusion that undermine our shared heritage. Your Majesty, Gonja land is made up of different people of diverse languages and culture, but we are all united as one.
Amampani John Dramani Mahama Nnawotwe ne kano na chese baby abedru no na mamenkọ ahomaso we no Zoom na ye ne yewura Samuel Nanapia or security analyst Global Intelligence and Security Analysis Center ehọ no wo na fe ye ni nkomo na ye bebubu mu na wate ase say ye kase peacekeeping na eyedien na ye kase peace enforcement a eno so eyedien nana Martin Nana wadarma on mute ho na yentonka oi.
Sorry, I think so you can hear me now. What
metonka pa. Yeda sene obrese bibia iboko.
Nyame adarma bibia iboko.
Mate. Na ye hweboko ensesem no anopai na ye bisa se ya hunu se enra otene na watwe pepepe ya Ghana Armed Forces den krata baye esise say omo free peacekeeping equal peace enforcement na bambo mo no ye kase peacekeeping na ejina ho maden na peace enforcement eno so ye den
da se bebre me ma tifo nyina chia no pray.
Okay.
nneɛma no mmienu ne nyinaa no ne botaeɛ anaa ne nsunsuansoɔ ne sɛ yɛbɛnya asomdwie wɔ beaeɛ bi. Nanso akɔyɛ sɛ nnipa mmienu ɛkɔ baabi faako na obiara choose different directions, but ultimately no the same place na mo nyinaa ɛkɔ. Nti peace enforcement ne peacekeeping, the distinction wɔ mu ara ne sɛ baako anam ntuo no emu yɛ mmerɛ kakra, that is peacekeeping no. Nneɛma emu yɛ mmerɛ kakra ne sɛ ɛno deɛ ɛyɛ anaa yɛde kɔ no bɔkɔɔ. Afei yɛhwɛ sɛ yɛne ɛhɔfoɔ no nyinaa bɛdi nkitaho. Broni bɛka sɛ we seek consent, dialogue, advocacy, and education. Enti at each material time biara no ɛyɛ ana yɛpɛ sɛ yɛ respect the right of nkurɔfoɔ a ɛwɔ hɔ nom no. San sɛ ɔmo nso ɛyɛ ɔman no ɛma. Enti the topmost priority is say we are doing peacekeeping, and under the United Nations Charter, no peacekeeping no yet. So obema nipa no ne fa hudi no hia wo na sabi ono anso timenya access to livelihood, flexibility ewo mu na wo bamboni no wahwe kwan abefa so a obema omo kra nso ate ase die ntie so omoma asomdwe banti more of a civil approach with advocacy and orientation, education, and the likes. And only a friend said peacekeeping. No. And yaba peace enforcement in SWA. The distinct nature of it, no. Ayana a failure, yabeyi fahudie noa, more baby or how no one. Na ankamo ya pesa mo boye na yetimi ema mo asumdue no. Yeyimu fahudie no if you anasi ya tesukra to the barest minimum. Afei ya mamu hunu se ya de wahye bi mu edene eba afei mpo de anhwe ya yehia mo consent no mpo bio na ya manso so in a soft approach bi mu se ya respect mo rights as citizen ti mo so so ye ne mo beko no se bi ababa ye ne nkomodie na ya mamo ekwan a mo befa so anya asomdwe na we die akwese ya se otimifo otimu a oro mpatiafo abatiri ya de be hye mo kon na ya ka kire mo se mo mpene so e ma asomdwe ma na ye ne mo di nkomo na afi mo anti ase nti no ba bia ye duru yi de ye hunu se esese ye ma ye nsam eye dene e wo mo so enti ne mpanimfo hwe nhyehyɛ na mo hunu se curfew a ye de amamo no se bia first na ye firi anadwo nondu ekopema anopa no nan a sanya ye de aba ye se efedi ewia donko ana ewia no mienu ekopem anopa no nsia na no nso na kyese emu aye dene because Emma obia hunu se nhyehyɛ ekoso yi de ahye ye nso dodo ye fa hu die kura mpo no eso that is the nature of peace enforcement eno de asojafo ne asrafo no dimu akotene omo ne taking all the front lines to enforce directives by the government enti eno no emu yedu ena eno no nso so no ohyen sembebre ewo mu a lot of challenges, inconveniences, livelihood, economic, movement, everything is affected. And it is done at a point here. You who say a month for na failure, a dear coso no a yajin semo, a nuntino, as a sub bino, ejina brane, now man in 9 and in some year done. Now to me, then shayano, igua crime. So basically, the extension between peacekeeping and peace enforcement. And the nature nimunu ebia eteke no BAWKU eye force BAWKU eye civil mu eye mre
na ye wie ne say no na ye baby sase sabansa or shifte anase ofri peacekeeping de na ka emu mre no e de akosa ye hyem say ye dan asumdwe no e wo se ba e kwan be na wo saban e ye sa shift no ne papa mu ye den say e be ko wi akire no Oman for the bejesum genetuma ebeba.
Ayana abino depend on largely the circumstances surrounding the conflict and the current status no. Na fe e kwankyerani efutuo from the experts around abino, the national security advisor, the coordinators, the intelligence officers ni nyina no. Omo nyina tena round table. Na omo ahwe indicators ni bi te say ye hunu say mmebunu no more aggressive enti ye make sure say ye best subdue omo enti mostly yeah na approach to make sure you subdue the people first ma one mo bre omo ho ase ekwan bia so afei in transition to ensure say what me enya sa peace no a open no behwe all the threat factors indicators no a ewo mu a ema conflict no keep degenerating to certain level no na wahwe say enkomodie bi koso achiri nkrofo bi influence bi no ana say intelligent ben no mo peke na afei ema o mutumi react spontaneously a causal distraction no whether the immediate environs of babia and some no coso no anase mpo atra ho akokro fufuro so ne aman so no ni nyina obehwe sa conversation no na wodi ato nsani ani doni beka so be analysis ni yie na afi wa pick elements na ye involve ni nyina timi ahwe say how do you address all of those factors and the concerns no ewo mu no na febra wodi ohyansem no curfew ni ade na to nkrofo no so no you engage people behind the scenes engagement no largely no one more often say omoye bronika say omoye beka say persons of interest ahemfo wo ho opinion leaders wo ho stakeholders wo ho ene obia no a intelligence actually say uhia no na say be waje na dwene waje no ne nimdie bi na moye sa boardroom conversation no behind the scenes senior beya ebra soldier for no check curfew no na monso mo identify mo intelligence in the persons of interest na mo engage you no at least to some extent edania no a curfew no mo be relax ne kakra strong measures no ebeba form kakra enye in perpetuity enti by the time mo hwese bia mo target 1 month mo be hwese nema ba form and 2 months by that period no na possibility no say motimi at least identify nkrofo a omo wield threats ne omo execute a whole lot of threat elements ni ade nyina no motimi ene omo di nkomo ama omo so de sabio omo higher interest no aba form kakra enti by the time I need sa target am wo no na at least amanfo no abeti ase say sisi idea aban no etimi unravel every secret every element that is engulfing this conflict enti muntimi nkasa mu dia soja fo na kogu akeke no mu ko no mu bana munye saa niema yi aiwo behind the scenes no to identify enkrofo no kra no a ebia babia mu de curfew akoto yi wo mu aye nipaku kakra bi a wo mututu atuo targeting enkrofo kunkum wo mu no behe no mafiri ho na omakodi biae bi because omoye nipakuo kitua bi ntino enye easy to identify them because they are scattered obehe bi nipa nson edu omuhia baby no mudi nkomakura obi nhunu it takes superior intelligence surveillance and recognizance to get them so that you can neutralize and infiltrate whatever they are doing and ensure say what destabilize almost strategy any almost plans ni ade nyina eno eka nhihye esese aban no tumi yo sebe ya enye se wode force na akoto ho nko ano na asojafo no ni aposifo di akoni aba no na wajai eno so yes by the time a obepesa wo san twe san nhihye ya akọ akiri no safo yi besan so a create problem enye ebi mpo aboko ho but other areas as part of the country
na ye sheboko nsem na ya na bebre no a wo ka obi beka say mampurusi na ye kusasefo na eye itine se ethnicity no ewum na so na wachi mo panyi ba ko Dr. Vladimir Twidanso ka se aban beto na modi asafa kogu ho bebre na so ohunu ne se amanyosin bi hihase ya se wantu bi ahwe ye no amfi ho no mo a asafo ne beko enkonkonya ensunsuaso a oban no epesa sodwe ebeba bebia wote ene emfidudu asaboko menteme ho ase akoso no muso de wani bubu a amanyose bi hihase ana
minya bayana sometimes or how any sabi atete bebre sanse ya tibi ye hunu bi kasa ebinum ka enkoma omudie politically no as pese nya more advantage because of political power ne tumi omo painti. Now sometimes I'm sorry to say it's quite embarrassing to hear people who supposed to know better. Na omo epe omani yenti no and can say some of these conflicts are maybe a deep 40-50 years. Now would the akujina baby akoya manyosem and cry many Dr. Danso ya adwene bebre san say let's be honest to ourselves say ye mfa nye amanyosem na mmomu no enkrofo bi ekojina baby a no maka ho asem in a political way, which some of us see to be a threat to the nation because say odi amanyosem a na ko hye bo ko ka kire enkrofo bi niema bi a enfa kwam na echia kakra wan hwe yi a ebre bi beso no sa enkrofo no ankasa ede ahoma be hye wokon na ombetwen esan se obegina ho simpie so eno mu di nkomo bi a nkomo no a onu mu di ye no probably o ma wo no ti ase se efa ba bi entreaty wo mu yi na mom wo de obetreaty wo mu yi okwan foforo so until they would demand from you according to your promises and your words. Ni nyina emwa yen na ye de gu binom so ho fin ene ade. Enti the question is sad say yen ye fam ha ye man mu ne abibre man mu duru bebi anokore ka eyedene. Anya sa nkasa bi o we MP, we president, presidential candidate, parliamentary candidate. Na ukujina bebi de sa niema ya amanyosem na se drum pempen so say ya enkese so man nyina authority a ne ka kire say wagu yanimu ase. You are plunging the country into chaos and threat to the whole country. And to be crying for Akunya Edebe, Etofom. We will play all these videos and audios for you to hear yourself and see, say, did you do well for the country or you did bad for the country?
Okay.
And it's true, it's a political undertone, yehunu yatibi. Now, so it's shameful and it's embarrassment for me, whether it is a Akoko party, whether it is Sabio Okra party, it is one party. We building a nation where we must have the interest of the country first, because over 30-something million people. Now, say political party members no krampo mundru half of the population. Now, befa undue advantage to plunge the whole country to threats and insecurity as we hear and we experience in some parts of the country. No, naturally, say eyenim guase ema yenyina as a country.
Mate, dia medimu ewie eye asante hene otufo gina wagina mu ana wo hwese asumdwe ebeba mampania me ate ase se de ekoso bia no otufo ebo no ho amane ama babia omadu na chese nkoma wie kura ya asumdwe ebeba boko na enipa bia si akire ekunkum nipa ne ehosem wonum se de ekoso no ebetwe mediation na naka asante hene eye no ebetwe ekwa akira na
The midi hu ya kakra ne say one more assignment we rely heavily on Otunfo mediation no. They seems to had some kind of position earlier on, and then they have shifted from our position no and rely on Otunfo's mediation process. Midi hu ya kakra say sa our position no mo in the earlier part of kind of political referral campaign I don't know. A plant adwene bia onkrofobia etirim enti anhwe yi Otunfo nhyehyeye kra no ne recommendation de beba no ebe den ama amanfo bi so mbe de be ombegi atomo na ebia na Otunfo aye so onye ya eso Otunfo fresh political people no a yet me identify almost omodi BAWKU semno ye amanyosem nyina ofra omo na otwi omo anim na wonum kra pachew agitum say they erred in that instance enunti now and forever they will also desist because abena aka mfie be me ensapani esen koye campaign bi politics no the next 2 years ebesan started den so otumfo ansem no bakra na se ye nya ne pomasi bra political parties yon besan akọ kokọ mu ene nkrofo we asan akodi nkomo and this yentimi anwai kro nani ansekire na anka nkyerɛ mo se samo pese ohempon ne na dehye si adwa edi san nkomo idi a ade na mo politicians no mututu anoma ho na mo de kɔkyerɛ ohene bisa ne sa anoma be ni no mo ni din
okay.
And it's quite disappointing, but I believe that His Majesty Otunfo, he wished the country well, and he's been a role model. Always in all things, opposite asumdwi about mind. And he will continue. I believe that he will be very the integrity is very high, and the credibility is so top notch. There are no things so as well can obeka. Nemo kana say amanyofo no things so muntimi fanya do muntimi enforce. Na omuntimi implement the roadmap no a wawie ni famudie. And I believe that obi anso so enkobo ni dimbone say ena oyeye kra no sebe ya nhunu esunsunsanso. Na nse mete say MPCB ese onye ne ntem. Me pese me ma omoti ase with all due respect. Mediation process can never be right. Otumfo fin say ese se onya botre na otietie ni nkomo na wo fifa ni nkrata sem na o make informed decisions enye in a rush. Because mono amosi onka ne honya ne ntemo no ebre bi so ye no mo efa ho sebi edi bronya we biscuit ene nkokɔ mo de ye amanyosem enei de mo di mirika kɔ ne nase mesra nana menim sɛ onim de enim kwan ofa so eye no hyehyeye ekwani obefa so a asomdwe ne beba no ene onfa so se recommendation ne ba na fa ne umienu no omote ase a yedanyame ase ekwan sa ban fa so na o implement the roadmap and recommendation no so no sa ban no etumi ye na ewie pɛ ya Ghana fo nyina so yebedanyame ase asomdwe na ye hwehwɛ enti mesere se it's not going to be a 9-day wonder say yebe put pressure wo Otumfo so I disagree with all of those people who are advocating for immediate resolve of the situation. It's been 50 years or more and yet within few months and or debate media say adwuma no and yamfa say ni di no ema no na ban no on hye nkrofo no say omonfa atuo ene akode no engu fom omo ankasa nso curfew no afedi e mo team fifiri a me very sure say omo beti asese baby ekeka kono oman to mean sacrifice over 30 million people for the few people within that jurisdiction. Okay. And they will also love to make sure that they will surrender and peace will prevail.
Mate, nana mamena say any ebra wanya ede amaye anope nana someone anapia na utene kano ye esie da say or ye security analyst na so kokopie mu ewo global intelligence womo so edwumadi mu no global intelligence and security analysis center eho na owo na me studio so Owura Harrison Kojo Aba director of communications Semanadmu na Nana Kwajo Aje Yeboa Nana K NPP national communication team member mesa aka womo ewo studio ha Harrison Martin
Nana
saying
yo
Nadmo so to say
oh Nadmo dia BAWKU you say
that's a monument that ana
gidi baja say the way I see adwuma na ma see dadin
Adamo ye ne saying
say adwuma no Nadmo dia sanka say a na obete yenka ba ye ne papa mu yidie ana ye no kwan so yidie won hye da ente
nti dia na wo ye dia na mo ye ne kwan so nti aye nti no
we dia ma memfa mengina kwanya so na menchia wankasa na menchia ye mebra peni braya na menchia wahwefo na me denchia sonko ema ye me director general retired major Bakanyi Kuyon order yano ewo Nadmo hono nana this new Nadmo administration no
media abna
abna this new Nadmo administration no sabi ye aye using they say more action less talk nti ebana sa won hyeda ente ye nkasa ye nneoma pi nneoma bebre wo ho a ye di tutu akwan mu a ye be make sure say sabi Nadmo no ye be free normally the nkromfo nim yese yeye eye anwane mo cheche ene mattresses most of the time no can Adom as mo bi si o mo na mo cheche mo ne anwane mattresses say atron reaching bi esia but say ya pass a level no
ntimo ye den
ye core mandate na eye prevention of disaster no disaster prevention no eno ho adwuma na eden ene ese be make sure say disaster na si menim say na mo media for no be ediachi near yet some of the yet demolition at some of the Ramsar sites. Sites are said and was say ankran then AC down because nobody has a permit to build at the Ramsar site. Until then be a young led by the Greater Accra Regional Minister. Ye bubu dambia and then hire His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Kasakra Kuweja. Eko hu site bia dam bia sebe kobrane ashada afeleso. Wasisi adan ewo so omampeni ankasa tu nanu mutu ama ye ho kwan se ye mfa sa adan ni nyina nye den engu fom ye di ho ndwuma enti ndwuma bebre wo ho anka time wo ho a mbe chirichu mama
ye be sheda aba mo the right time Harrison ye mama chia nana mate
ya oboajo
obo eti say
already adobu mpaibo
ye the party mo bibia ye boko
ya me adoma bina bibia
if you see boko
ende wona anim
Alexaminim. Me da say.
Atiefo ni ahwefo nim.
Me da say na mesha say wo Harrison ho na fe ya share from peacekeeping to peace enforcement. Niema akeka bomu a amama mpani asise gina ya asafo edwuma no. Harrison. BAWKU sense no ne ba bia bedu no. Ye wanwa wo ho ana.
BAWKU sense de nsheda enyeme one sabi because I asema agina so a check akra dia BAWKU sense me dia sebe ansa na ye benyini kra ye nyini abeto a very long disputes akoso especially ye ben omo because me oti region na me free ti okokrache nkwantane sade ye ben yenuanoma omowo the northern side of Ghana. And in semi ekoso nyina most of the time sometime one way or the other we at the downside has been affected before because etimisia boba yeho tise nanse ya ebinumo suggest say ababe pie kumasi enti omampeni no anamutu na wotu no ena ebo se yebo na baso BAWKU nsem no I feel say it is a long time I was say you pay a critical attention to it ne ye killing no once and for all conflict ya dibia say cameras no ewo ho a enne ye ka ho asem say cameras no efri ho a ya ne enta nka ho asem entokwa no na nye first time ase enne ana say cameras na eden ewo ho attention mo ho wonim se me ni wu kasai entokwa esi wo nkwanta oti region but adentina yen kan wase because the cameras have moved from maybe nkwanta to BAWKU likewise me fa Israel senior friend no Russia and Ukraine for war no among example and then me ni wu kasai there is still war ongoing between Russia and Ukraine but adentina and then enye ye kan wase because the cameras have moved from there to Israel and Iran. Ye can wasem. And the more ye man attention, that is the more ye kasafa ho. Ye timi eden a solve problem. And I think say the president's attention and our government's attention on BAWKU currently, is a very good step in the right direction. I was a young fan enka ye daily ye be address it as a government every single day. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, in his own wisdom and in the wisdom of cabinet, have made sure say BAWKU seminar say be ye treating with a rubber hand and a ye krokrowe near krokrowe near ye see ye ko enforce peace ye ko peacekeeping ye ko keep peace as be a family na who are involved in this particular conflict na better now we move from keeping peace to what? Enforcing peace. Nah, and I think, see, we moving from...
But I mean, Kakra, baby, I now can say cameras if you hold, not attention in one more, yent and wasam no. unu say the media no focus a e wo BAWKU na ka ho bi na efuele anasa na ho no.
I can't blame the media so much for it.
But me pese me nya entiase say unu say attention na ye de wo ho na ye ka BAWKU cha ye ka BAWKU.
What I'm saying is that even media na attention wo ho no kra ya de pa. That was what I was trying to say.
Okay.
It will rather help us to solve the problem very quickly, because the more media na kan ho asem no, the more we see the agency in solving the problem at hand. What I was trying to say is say enye say ntokwa no to atwa wo na ekoso, but enam no say na ye ma
ye ka ho asem
and inti na government so enye den emma an attention to that particular incident na AC wo hono, but see say cameras na ewo hono, it's a good move. Our government so den ashene sapo mu so they are making sure say anything possible no they will stop whatever is happening at BAWKU. That is why they are moving from what peacekeeping to what enforcing what peace. And I think say for a long time, if it was not recently, I never knew say we were not even enforcing peace at BAWKU.
It's like peacekeeping.
I never knew because long time we should have enforced peace. Because looking at the situation at BAWKU, the only solution, and I say one of the solutions that can help us mitigate what is happening in BAWKU is what enforcing peace. See a bit me ahwe ama BAWKU nsem na abrase na say ye de ahondi bi betum na se be yaye enwema omampeni no ahye ebinom se omonhwe ens ka BAWKU asem omampeni no ahye ebinom led by Asante Hene Otumfo say tutu, well respected chief king in this country, well respected man or comporting no, and we see he is one of a kind of obetimi alidi troop no to settle the problem.
Okay.
And when the president spoke, I just watched it on your show. He said say he has been speaking with Otumfo or say to every single day biawane or hene na kasa.
Okay.
Or hene no so chere na nsema HRC baby o madru no, they are getting better results. Utie the president na kan ye na. Or say or hene no nsem na wo chere no mu nyina chere say de ben omo nya resource papa every near engagements no omo ye no mu nti obi bia ara say be obefa achi asakwa bibi different no, he is not sure say it is coming directly from problem na omo solve no, maybe na ebinum so de omo ye den omo hu agim because woni me say ntokwa wo hoi ana wo ewo hoi say esia na ya criminals so timi de omo hu ye den omo hu agim. Places like Nkwanta de say criminals awurama say be ye wi amanfo ne ma obefri fie Obeka so be kwaba ni abese sawo dan mu nyoma nyina na it say war na eden and ekoso, but it is not the war. The war is being used as what? As an excuse for criminal activities. Enti say ohini kese bi ana ohene pon bi te so Otumfo o say tutu afra fana mienu na omo anya jina bre papa ana jina ye papa no, then other people around, or let me tell it quote and unquote, criminals will be doing other things to cause tension. Once we know say problem na e wo table so empenifo a omunim de e wo Ghana ha e hwe so be solve problem no. And that is the problem we have. That is why the president
best 1 minute now the year no mama yira na na peer security analyst na kasa no o ka said the Otumfo be nyina no e be ye na susu o de beba no e be ye adwuma nipa bia e de amanyosem ewramu emi bia na campaign e koso ne de safo ni nyina no so Otumfo chi wo manim na settle pampo no mo de beba na omo chi wo ma no esan e de BAWKU nsensem no eye amanyosem eno so beboa ama asumdwe na oman ni nyina pe na ye adwuma wo de ne ya adwen
ensem asi atwam e wo BAWKU nsem ho se analyst no se ye kotwi obi anima na BAWKU nsem ajae
onka se bejai because omo ye amanyosem no ebetumi ama se ne wono atwe na se sanya ebe makoma ba
se o kase o mayensa mfa nye amanyosem bioma. I think say it is a good step, but say yenkotwi obi anim say obi dia yamanyosem na ene na be ma would that bring peace to BAWKU? See yekofuro obi ato ne yatwi nanim, would that bring peace to BAWKU?
Okay.
So if he is saying say mayensa mfa ye nyina yento ye ho yehofo mayensa mfa nyamanyosem bioma, fair enough, that is on a fair ground. So they will now pull out the politics away from the traditional issues na esi wo ho no so that traditional leaders na nkasa led by otumfo be solve problem na wo fine ene na otumfo ye no sabi ye nyina yeti hai ye nyina yeti analysis ni bia ni nyansa nse ni otumfo enti ne ye kono ya nkofra analysis ni bia onko se onko ba ne solve problem no enti ne ye kono ya kwahwe say this is a traditional issue no obi obetnya solve no devoid of politics no it is only the king that can solve the problem
since when are they will moralize ye
that can solve the problem
since when moralize
ye ba mu na nche bia na his excellency John Dawani mama dia asem no show otumfo
enti ase say enti mo ba ba mu asa na moralize ne say enya manwofo ne betumi aye enya analysis bi ne betumi aye eye ahempon bi ti so
why na to nsa afre ahempon so mo nkonko solve problem no eye asofo zoom line coordinators and another executive dabi eye politician na eye president na ene tu nsa fro otumfo so otumfo asem ne aginsa mu frɛ wo ne wahemfo na mo ne saafo na omo ye involve no nkotena na mo nsiesi asem no eno ho ne ene ehwe ne esiesi
Harrison me da say nana ke BAWKU sense baby ye bedru fi se wo mo ehwe se sumdie be ye djuma akosi se oseso na na sumdie no e wo se BAWKU otuofo na mo a wotu mediation be de mampani aka ne baby ye bedru uteko ho
Abraham that's it na didi kan memfa ya konsem kase enkoma Daddy Lumba abusuafo nyina onyamenchiche omure na onhye busuan na den enim say e ka Daddy Lumba busuafo a you are talking about the fan base nyina aka ho abena say minim say Daddy Lumba pa yi wada no na nwumi anawodi di ase ya na de wuso yi da so kra o me phone so am dey see for that chasmti
ucha wadom mebwa
abena wo ya me beto edo bi
ahu kaya specific adom ha ya na obaye
awo be so hu ba bi emitwa no na ba bi emitwa ndefo obi hu ba
yenko yenim hoye
abena nya mama nchichi si ba bi emitwa no efo obi hu ba
na yenko yenim
bedase wo see how you Lumba fan see na the we had team di Lumba nyom no ebuge no menim ye say blow we account pay ye enti ye ma obi aya akọ ye nyina ye nyini ba no Charles Kojofu so nyuma na de agegi ye ni akansem a kire ye ho ze Lumba wa brabo mu nyum bebre abra na nyum ba ku bi a me say ni mani je ho pa na ni nyina mani da so je ho eni da so ho mo bia
okay
what you say also obi nim de obehwe obi nti wo hia ni enyojo no na mere wo edi adane abrebia nti me hu hia ni amebu no me hu abofra nso amebu no because me nim wo mo de edi omonim nti amebu abena no se nya me betimi ayensa nkyere ni bebre what you say nti ya mabusu nyina yako abena me ankasa nso me ma me ho yako ko me brother me nua ba ko nso Ephraim
kose
nyame adoma 22nd August na yekoye na yiwo Mikru Masante Achimdiaso. Now a journalist abena wa GBC. I do for about 20 years. Ivan Amponsa Chiano. One of their senior news editors in BAWKU. Nyame atone nsa their friend. Abena now BAWKU conflict. I'm happy say Harrison and no. Obisa wasim bi say enipa okoka asem bi no. Otwesan na aso pache we be masomdua ba na Mr. T free ho
was you twinanima
ana ye twinanima e be masomdua ba and am say me pese Mr. T free ho
me too
na mpanifo bu bebi say do kofa amango ba fi no abana wonim ne nto abeden to aso to abeyi so wonim ne nto aso
me too
wonim ne nto aso
wa bu beto aso na yenko
to wonim ama me mbunchiro no chiro bi busawa what in that was
but bube na e kan wase
me mo me badwuma no me no na eye ti o se won so bam
me
ti o kofa ahwede ba afie no won na de buy
me ti o
sabina so ni ma on na de wanse na buy enti brebre ama senka mane ama o I will not emphasize on this but the me person make nyina and say we as politicians we have to be extra careful whenever we are commenting on certain issues menim da se menim yie se mampani otiso nei se no nim se bibi se betime ese ne breso a enka wo pass that comment no abana what am I say and I like the way Harrison handle no because asem no security analyst na modin but Harrison in baby asem di free ba any baby e ko no handle the diplomatically
I don't him say free
Oh, that's when in power papa no can say. And a sebe ya, a bema ahwati nti o me bi odify. So otwe say na so ko patch we and I twi anim a e bema ntokwa de gya na. E ma ni nyai. Nanso wan ko fahwe dia mafia ka wanse na amba. En panifo so obofo so nim de obawi ado ati anko hu hu no. Se na ma pani nim se mire bi beba ni brei so amentokwa na travel abasante mema me abekum obi o abasa abekum obi a me yeso o se nko me kisa comment no make ye no nanso ni nyina no it doesn't make it right intimidate abena me stand here ba kope me I was reading about the history of BAWKU conflict unim say nyini che Ghana BAWKU conflict is older than Ghana 1957 in independence na BAWKU conflict no older da enti enya de nei na ehase just season bia ne said the escalate any season bia ne said the man hu so demonstrate kire Ghana man say yes ye koda so yaba enti me support man penny 100%. It's about time I was see meet BAWKU man boot for boot sa ne say o man ni sika na ye de pasundue ne ye krokromo mo friends mo say the peace what Peacekeeping. And Mejidi is a peacekeeping will not solve BAWKU's problem. Peace enforcement will rather solve. Yeah, carefully, I saw that time by 3 o'clock. Say currently, on my reduce to 3 o'clock. Yeah. I mean, Kwan, the Micran, and Visa Kwan Wado. Yeah, Mamma, sorry, 7, no more not 12. And we are 12, your Mamma. Oh, yes.
Now, say, Ushabe,
yeah, say prisoner. Ewo wan kasa ukrum because of wa usuban ya wo da na dinti na mfuno na give up na wo hunu say the kind of conditions e dia ma no afa wuntimi biem ebukom na omumra cha omabonte mesaranda sa faidi yan kasa na yesi ebeko yanku biem two things opani dia sem bia kan se mampani hwe no nkoto wo mfa bokuman na ho ne mom weapons no mum ko a o mo ebe wi ni no ne de asase na mom
no so they say to me yes
and I say obi na ekire na dwen wait me I don't support what you say but me de yen force peace on them say Muhammad so o ma mountain yen fa mountain no entuo Muhammad na afei onu ahunu se da bi me mom na o man na pass on die dia ma me no afei de me mayama aye oho enti na me right kra ya Jeffrey minsem abna even see said that 3 o'clock no enya dwuma getwa o and I hwe BAWKU said the BAWKU environment ni city a enya se efie dodo na ye fie afenso oni ho enti woni se me kwotena me compound mpo ya to fenso odi anase ne ye ngoboludu o yi fie ni finfin ye nto dame dodo adan dodo na ya dan ni sisi wonom saa compound ye street enti ye kase koda uni choice o so kwose dem me fi say ye dem she so be ma award do so akoso wo pa but uni choice abna and most of these areas in abna me mato bantamo pa me ba be kire the business opportunities in BAWKU mato area ho pa apais wo hwe the way I said ye omo enclave ni city a me say careful so be ma wo do so asi yo opa mo friends say ya na him for kwa na statistical service
Ghana statistics
wo de yen hwe say twaso for the next 6 months obehu I just could be hospital foforo because the source of entertainment no mo entertainment do na outside omo need that kind of indoor entertainment many houses were even television e bi ni ho electricity ni ho enti almost source of entertainment no obekọ no mo bo ampe emema na idi asa that kind of entertainment which abna also call her when beje me the area mo me pe hot na pa because of mo tubani ni tumkum saninti me pe ho pa na abna yenhwe the business aspect of BAWKU what follow Ghana map what for baby BAWKU da BAWKU da 2 borders so friend say the northern Togo is on the right hand side. Burkina Faso is on the left hand side. So the main cancer town and village BAWKU because BAWKU nanka ye town. And kebeti miao ye city. Sami ha maninka BAWKU jurisdiction no. Abna say enye entokwa ekoso wo ho. E na BAWKU function se BAWKU a the kind of sika your mind bet me free BAWKU na be so the greater Accra de ba Ghana man.
Okay.
I am telling you. So you be a watna abna so ni mbunu mu pa. O hwe ba bi ti se kwa say kroma border no. Ghana Cote d'Ivoire border no. Esi Ghana sa aseso mfimfini o. O cross border no kwa chira Ghana 40 ho. Ansa no akomu akodu no masland na ansa no what yes Cote d'Ivoire for dim. Ti border na besi Ghana mfimfini. Na we the way ya do no te border na chi no. Or the bicycle ura Cote d'Ivoire makofa ne makofa oil akofa nsamena. Or the abegu ni fie. Wo ton we dey kwa no so kwaji duty. On cross mo border no. I'm not just say. Sana BAWKU enclave na the bicycle ti bi ko na de kwa akofa ne na de aba. Enti e hoye ba bia enka adwuma sam no abena mabunu ne nhyeda struggle adwuma ho.
Okay.
One kasa betimi ya create your own business. E ho betimi ya be the biggest business hub in Ghana. Ghana for do na betimi akoboko akofa ne ma de aba the southern part ya aba beton. Ene enkrofo e fa ne ma do from Togo. Do na abena say de kwan anim so mfa so ya flawo. But on my de ne ma no free sunwanom ne ade ba no me fa flawo ade omo fa the northern part of Ghana. No abe pie sunwane be Kumasi fo ni bi kura fa ho. Onim say business here me feel the ninti route ni nyina ye ni
nyina mate
enti sa wo hwa ba bia ada na pepere wo se amfa no nsisa enso ye
wo de for no si
afi na me hwe business aspect me wie na ba issues no
asa enyo na check time no
wona ache o enti abna for me feel say enipa homote BAWKU na nkasa should come and understand say omo ye omo nkasa ho bone ade BAWKU aban ne betimi aye solution BAWKU aban ne betimi ato won say sa wo hwe de na ekoso enkonya ne alavanyo onim de nti asomdua ba ho aban na ote ayi aban mu sa abere no e declare that place na security zone asase na omoko ho ene soja fo net so ya Jeffrey mu mienu nyina mo nsem enti si efisi e fight na enye yi a aban ni take over ni en declare ho security zone ni enfa soja fo nkotena ho ti soja fo ne temo medal untimi nkroso wo no abesen akwa hakotutu na sabe asama nke bia mo betim bia asomdue maka na sasase ne kura mo beche na obi anya bia abanji firi mu nsem asa na asa na afei se mo bedo se mo beye din e ho na abehunu ba bia mo befa so me dem feel say one of the best thing also aban ne ye enei yes so be declare that particular portion of land any chieftain say sorry chieftaincy issues ni nyina arrive from there a portion of land obi feel say e me no say me di so hene ti aban ni take over ni emfa soldier fo nkogu o me da bia me ka bena say di soldier fo e wo Ghana e ko peacekeeping wo Lebanon e wo other countries ma ye bomb aba so say they are the one of the best security forces e wo wiase a na yankase ye back door ha yentimi solve ye dia then e de ne ye hun outside gentility home cry minyi ni say ade policy so enti ye mfa soldier fo ne nko no mo nko ye dwuma no enye bokonko enkwantan so de ekoso wo hoyi na afei die omo ntokwa no kra de okro mu de nkra bo de ahomete se de dan na mu di bugu abena ntokwa na frisi ye bu nipa afei die se ayi Harrison am ne ne wasam nura oti amena so a wote wa no matwa ejato ne dan mu ni ase ne jorube abrante bia na omsam ye ni interview a o ka na mani hunu bra wa bo ni wiase nyina dan wa kosi yakobu agu ya bu agu enti abena free se Harrison obo bra won kran ye ne nyame adom ndisi ba ye a nadmo APR osi ya ne ho aye fefefe ye oti hoyi obekwa kosi dan wo ho amama bebu agu
me da say
enti na sere mumma ye nyina ye nhwe abena mpre ho asam no ehu
me da say na
ya me ha on say me ha on say wan hwe ya na afi aba na bedru dan na chi e ho so de be ha me wote ase iko me interest ho
na ke na oteneka no na ye betwa ho ye ba Paula Domochre eye ensabtreni na ete bia abandada ni mo no na ko Ghana Airport Company Limited na oye board say e wo honum e beto gya as a revenue assurance contract bia na e wo so mo de ba wono na kofa contract ye nipa na wo mo de contract ni ma no na kofa ba ye e mo baji de tumo nka esese ya procurement sisi na ka wo se fa so amfa so wo mo de ma no so sourcing ama enkofo dodo amfa wo mo so e de ama na ye hu say asuma sidie de ye hwa ne charge ne nade e wo fom anase wono akasa kwa wo hwe working experience a wo kita ebeboa mu bo mani gu ni nyina so the contract no emaye special prosecutor eto nsafre ne ko wi akire bail a wo mo edema no na omo echese onko fasa se japade wo so wo no akasa edi mu mienu emra na omo beli ne ho eno ne ko fasa nkomo eba ye se bail akasa ya na ye hye e wo mayi mu no ho asam etesen ye ba memma oba se 3 instances a bail ho sem abaye enkobodie ye bi susu se bail no yakoya sotwe a wo mo de ema wo bra court mponi asem ema nipa no ehunu ne gina ye se wo di bem anase wo di for nanso bail siseye no ya no mo de twesa for na so eno mo komo na ye bedie no na ya hye de ekoso meba sesia